by the second. Just then, a sharp female voice cuts through the air. Lily, what are you doing here with him? Nadia. Lily looks up to see Nadia standing at the entrance of the store. Of all the places, standing next to Nadia is a man Lily knows well. Drake, Nadia's first love. The four of us lock eyes and the temperature in the room drops. We stand there in dead silence for a solid 10 seconds before Nadia finally cracks and speaks first. What is going on? Why are you here with Lily? Nadia's tone is pure accusation. Her expression is dark. She has already clocked the luxury bag in Lily's hands. Looks like this season's newest style. Even with her best friend, Nadia has always quietly competed. A bag like that runs at least 20 to 30,000. Suddenly the 6,000 bag Drake just bought her feels like nothing. What makes it even harder to swallow is the fact that he just finalized a divorce with her, and now he is out here shopping with her own best friend. The rage inside her flares up like a lit match. I look at her and the man beside her with complete indifference and say calmly, Nadia, did you forget? We are divorced. Who I spend my time with is none of your business. I let my eyes drift over to Drake, and with a quiet edge in my voice, congratulations by the way. Now you can be together out in the open. No more coming up with lame excuses about business trips and working late to cover your tracks. Something crosses Nadia's face, a flash of shame and fury. The shame is from being called out in public. The fury is because the man who spent years letting her walk all over him is now talking to her like this. Stop making things up. Drake and I were just friends. I always knew you were petty. You looked harmless enough, but deep down you were always twisted. Now your true colors are showing, right? I see exactly who you are. I stand quietly and watch Nadia fall apart, doing what she does best, tearing me down. I have lived this scene for 16 years. I know it by heart. 16 years and this woman has not changed one bit. In her mind, I have always been the one who let her down, the one who was never good enough, and the moment she gets any opening, she turns it into an attack. She leaves nothing standing. If I were not mentally strong, she would have broken me years ago. I wait until she is finished. What we are to each other is not something I owe you an explanation for. Think whatever you want. I have somewhere to be. Enjoy your afternoon. I say my piece and walk straight out of the store. Nadia watches my completely calm, unbothered expression, and the fire in her chest burns hotter. Somehow, even though they are divorced, even though she walked away with everything she wanted, seeing me like this makes her furious in a way she cannot explain. This man she has always written off. This man she always considered worthless. How dare he look right through her? What does he have to be proud of? She expected that seeing her with Drake would destroy him. She expected regret, jealousy, rage, but none of it comes. Not a single thing she hoped to see. And on top of that, he is out shopping with another woman the same day, and it is her own best friend. As I pass right by her, Nadia can no longer hold back, and she grabs my arm. Listen to me, you are not going anywhere until we settle this. Nadia, what is wrong with you? We are divorced. We have nothing to do with each other anymore. Do I really need to remind you? I look at her gripping my sleeve, my brow creased. But Nadia is not listening, because she has just noticed something that stops her cold. My jacket, it is from the brand. The exact same one is on the mannequin right beside her, tagged at 28,000, and nothing else I am wearing looks cheap either. Nadia has always followed luxury labels. She spots it immediately. The fury inside her blazes hotter. He is wearing clothes this expensive? She herself could never justify spending that much. She always held back, and the most expensive thing in her closet was something she snagged on clearance for just over 10,000. In her rage, she completely forgets that the clothes she always bought me were cheap online finds, barely $30 each, rarely even hitting $100. Oh, so that is how it is. You have been hiding money from me this whole time to buy clothes like this. Where did it come from? Have you been stashing it behind my back? How much is there? Answer me. Nadia is staring at me, barely holding herself together. What? You get to wear designer clothes and spend thousands on skincare while I get stuck in street stall bargains? And Nadia, let me remind you one more time. We are divorced. What I wear and who I am with has nothing to do with you. Do you not think you are overstepping? I glance back at Lily, who looks completely lost standing there, and the corner of my mouth lifts slightly. I wave her over. Lily is torn. Her best friend just caught her with the ex-husband. She just accepted an expensive gift from him, and the guilt is eating at her. She is trying to figure out what to say to Nadia, but then she thinks about everything Reef has done today, and that $30 million penthouse, and after a visible flicker of internal struggle, she steps quietly to my side. I do not owe you an explanation, but since you insist on hearing one, I will tell you. I glance over at Lily beside me. She looks a little uncomfortable, but she stands her ground firmly behind me. I understand exactly where she stands. Lily works in real estate. I bought a unit at Jade River Estate through her company this afternoon. Her company assigned her to help me pick out bedding. Any problem with that? What? You bought a house? You actually bought a house at Jade River Estate? Nadia's face is pure disbelief. Her voice jumps several notches. Jade River Estate? That is the most talked about real estate brand in the city. Prime location, ultra luxury. Drake, who has been silent until now, finally speaks. You bought a place at Jade River Estate? That is hilarious. He gives me a look of poorly disguised amusement. You do know what they charge per square meter over there, right? Drake does not hold back, even knowing who I am to Nadia. He has known about me for a long time. In his mind, the guy Nadia was married to was famously soft, completely spineless in front of her, never once pushed back. Just a regular employee at some small outfit, pulling in just over $10,000 a month, grinding away for over a decade without even making it to middle management. A man like that, in Drake's eyes, is nothing, a complete nobody. What is there to be afraid of? And it is exactly that fixed impression he has had of me that makes him so quick to mock me now. When Drake finishes, I turn my head just slightly and look at him, steady and calm. Something about being on the receiving end of that gaze unsettles Drake in a way he cannot explain. He feels a flicker of unease. The reef standing in front of him right now is not quite the same man he remembers. I have not said a word to him, yet there is a quiet weight to my presence that puts him on edge. I hold Drake's gaze for a moment, then look away. I have no interest in a confrontation here, not because I am afraid, just because he is not worth it. A mid-range hotel owner with a net worth of maybe 20 to 30 million all in. Once upon a time, Drake would have been someone I looked up to, but now, setting aside the nearly 70 million still sitting in my account, the billionaire system is my real edge. Choosing not to escalate right now does not mean this is over. No matter how patient I am still a man. Every debt, every humiliation, I have kept track of all of it. There will be time to settle those scores. For now, let's just collect a little interest. I turn to Lily. Go ahead, tell them. Am I joking? Lily has been waiting for her cue. She was nervous, but the moment she hears those words, she knows exactly what to do. Nadia, I am sorry. I really am not trying to twist the knife here, but you seriously missed the mark on this one. You had a gold mine and you let it walk out the door. Who do you have to blame? Something flickers in Lily's mind, and she switches into full professional mode, turning to Drake with a polished smile. Mr. Reef paid 30 million in full this afternoon for the Crown Unit in Building 6 of Jade River Estate. 680 square meters, fully fitted floor-through unit. Our most distinguished client. The room goes completely still. Nadia and Drake stand frozen, trying to absorb what they just heard. Nadia in particular reacts as if the numbers, 30,680 square meters, are physically striking her. Her fingers begin to tremble without her realizing it. Her head spins. Her first instinct is that this cannot be real. Her mind is in total chaos. She knows what kind of man Reef is, or thought she did, better than anyone after all these years together. She had a complete grip on every cent he ever had. 30 million? He could not even pull out $30 without her knowing. But Lily's expression is too certain, too composed to be a lie, and something like this is easy enough to verify. Nadia locks her eyes onto mine. The noise of the store seems to vanish. All color drains from her face. Her knuckles go white. She speaks slowly, through clenched teeth. 30 million. Where did you get $30 million? Her voice is sharp and loaded with shock, fury, and raw disbelief. Standing here listening to her come at me like this, the same condescending, high and mighty attitude she has carried for 16 years, I let out a long, slow breath. 16 full years of living inside this suffocating pressure. Every detail of what is happening right now feels painfully familiar. I understand better than she does what 30 million does to her. I can hear it in the way she almost bit down on that number when she said it, but she has nothing to do with me anymore. That suffocating weight she used to hold over me is ancient history now. I no longer have to tiptoe around my daughter's feelings, no longer have to swallow my pride and hold together something that looked fine on the outside but had been completely shattered from the inside for years. I earned it. Is that a problem? I drop each word like it weighs nothing, then let my eyes drift slowly across both her and Drake. Nadia, just because I never said something does not mean I did not know. Search your conscience. After everything you have done, do you really have the nerve to ask me that? I do not wait for her reaction. I shake her hand off and walk away without looking back. She never saw this coming from the man who spent 16 years doing whatever she said. Hey, you better listen to me. We are not done until you explain yourself. Her voice shrieks behind me. I wave my hand once without turning around. My mind is in a completely different place now. A new life is waiting, and I refuse to let this woman have any more power over me. After I leave, the three of them stand there in awkward silence. Lily tries to calm things down, which only makes Nadia more heated. She keeps going, not caring that a crowd is forming around them. She lists every single thing I supposedly did wrong in our marriage. Watching this unfold, Lily stands very still and slowly shakes her head inside. She has known Nadia long enough to understand her temper, but what Reef did today, paying cash for that penthouse, has clearly hit a nerve nothing else ever has. Otherwise, she would never let herself fall apart so publicly like this. This woman lives for her image. Meanwhile, Drake watches from the side with cold eyes, and what he sees makes his face go flat with open irritation. Getting involved with Nadia was never serious. She was attractive, and the fact that she was someone else's wife added a certain forbidden thrill, a rush of crossing a line, but he never expected her to actually go through with the divorce, and then show up glowing with excitement and start talking about marriage. And then on top of that, this meltdown she is having right now in the middle of a mall, whatever thin warmth he had managed to feel for her is evaporating fast, and seeing her completely lose control in public like this, something unexpected stirs inside him. He finds himself genuinely feeling sorry for the man who just turned and walked away without looking back. To have lived with someone this explosive and irrational for 16 full years, day after day, neither of them is going to stand here and let Nadia keep making a scene in a packed mall. The crowd is growing, people are muttering, and mall security is already moving toward them. The two of them scramble to calm her down, coaxing and pleading, and they manage to pull her away. Once Nadia is finally settled, Lily hails a cab alone and returns to the run-down rental she has been living in for years. Late at night, she lies on her narrow single bed, tossing and turning, unable to sleep. Every scene from the afternoon keeps replaying in her mind. She looks over at the limited edition bag she carefully placed on the shelf. Under the warm, dim light, it radiates elegance, completely out of place in this cramped, cluttered 50-square-meter apartment. Without warning, Reef's face appears in her mind, alongside the full image of that 680-square-meter penthouse. She keeps thinking about the way he looked at her today, those quiet, layered eyes that seemed to say more than he let on. A wild, reckless thought begins to take root in her chest. The moment it forms, she is startled by herself. "What are you thinking? That is Nadia's ex." "But that penthouse is breathtaking." "No. I cannot do that to Nadia." "Lily, look at yourself. You have spent years in this city and you still do not own a single thing. How is that working out for you? Besides, they are divorced now. They are both free. So what exactly are you holding back for? The opportunity is right in front of you. If you let it go, you will spend the rest of your life regretting it." The two voices in her head go back and forth, pulling in opposite directions, until Lily finally lets out a long, slow breath. Her eyes drift back to the bag on the shelf. That bag seems to hold some kind of power over her. It is what finally tips the scale. She picks up her phone, finds Reef's number, and calls. He picks up with a relaxed laugh. She can tell right away that today's drama has not touched him at all. "You really do handle things with such grace, Reef. Nadia can be so selfish sometimes. She just never thinks about anyone else. Honestly, watching the way she treated you used to hurt me too. It is fine. If she ever comes at you again, I will set her straight." After saying that, Lily feels her cheeks go slightly warm. Talking behind a friend's back is not new for her. She has done it plenty, but saying it to that friend's ex-husband is a first, and she cannot believe she used a word as loaded as hurt for my sake. She twists the edge of her shirt between her fingers, eyes cast downward, thoughts swirling, heart pounding. She wonders what Reef makes of all this.